Hello, Minecrafters. I got something new to show you. I've been building a new refinery. And of course, this is not built legit, if you want to know or say that. But it's a combination of Buildcraft, Redpower 2. And the idea spawned in my mind after one of the comments on my last refinery was, well, what do you do when you run out of fuel? Well, if you remember, I pumped it out of the water just like this. And I didn't really think about what to do. So I came up with this idea. Well, I went to our local harbor and watched a similar ship to this. Very similar. A huge oil tanker with a lot of oil in it. Let's just give you the tour. We're going to start here and going to start with the tour of the tanker, then we're proceeding to the refinery afterwards. First of all, you get on board in the front end, and there's a small walkway over here. Don't mind the speed, I'm using I'm flying, so it's a little fast. Maybe we should turn that off. There we go. 2 doors in. And here you can see Redpower 2 at work. That's amazing. The center floor of the tanker, I really haven't found any use for it yet. Fuel depot maybe. This is the engine room for the tanker. And yes, the engines run and generate power. Get water in here to cool, and it uses fuel that is pumped from the front end of the ship. And you turn it on and off at on the bridge. If you look down this hallway while I switch the light, I love the delay. That's amazing. Redpower 2. I got these cable assemblies so I can run multiple cables or wires in one. And a lot of room. All of these have glass in the ceiling so you can always see the oil. That's basically the oil divided into 6 rooms above you. And here in the front end we have a small ladder up into another dark room. This is the fuel cell for the engine. And behind it we have some wiring going outside. Don't mind that. And here we can see we have already spent 2.5 meters of oil, and over here almost 3. Sorry. Let's get back to the front of the deck. I'm running as fast as I can. The 2 middle sections here are quite large, and the front and the rear silos are not so large. Let's take the ladder up. Better turn off the light, else the captain will probably be mad. There we go. Let's go up and see the bridge. This is the bridge. Let's turn it into night so you can see. There we go. Then I have set up some controls here. Ship markers, you can see the red and green out there. The green there, red there, and there's also on the roof. I can't remember which side has to be green, but at the moment I have set it for the left side, so but we can turn it on and off. There we go. A little delay. You can see it out there in front of the ship. Flick the switch. Wait a sec. There we go. This is the bridge light. Well, deck lights. You can see the yellow lamps. There we go. And what do we have here? Engine. This is to turn the engine on and off, and it also enables cooling. This one pumps fuel from the fuel cells back to the engine. And over here we have oil controls for pump 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. And we'll get back to those later, but basically when you turn them on, it will start the pumps out on the deck. You can see them there. Yellow, blue, green, pink, purplish. And when they start to pump oil, it's pumped through these pipes into this clutch. Okay. Let's just follow the oil. When the oil comes down here, it goes into the ground and travels the underground over here into this section. If you look inside, you can see oil or pipelines behind the glass. Let's in fact, let's turn on the oil pumps on the ship. We're going to pump oil from all 6 silos. There we go. And just to show, there you can see, they're all pumping. And you can of course turn them on and off individually. So soon the oil will be pumped through and come up through these pipes here. Let's go inside. Controller room. This is a fuel source where you can see what's going on. As usual, my signature, I always have basement access to wiring and piping. Oh, one moment. There we go, light. And now you can see the oil is coming through. And it's starting to rise. Okay. This is just a maintenance access to all the wiring. As you can see, cables and cables. And the third floor is the flow control room. As you can see, the oil is coming in here directly over from the ship. And from this point you can control which silos it goes into. We have silo 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. So you basically just decide by flicking the switch. Now it's going to silo 1 and 2. Then you follow the pipe. And it's right now going into silo 2. You can make it. There we go. Now it's silo 1. If you leave it backwards, it will just stop and the engines will overheat and turn off. If you switch to silo 3 and 4, it will run back here and you select here which silo you want it to. Right now it's preset for 3 because that's the next silo we want to fill. And there we have the silos. Silo 1 is the one farthest away. You can see the red light I'm pointing at over there. Silo 2, 3 and 4. 4 is the closest. You can see the pipeline is being filled with oil. And if you need to see the silos at night, let's make it night, you can turn on silo light. I believe it's this one, yes. That way a light goes on inside and you can, well, almost see if they're full or not. You can't really see how much is in there and how much is not. While it's night, I have made it so all paths are lit with this switch, and you can see all the green paths. That's where you can go, or it's considered safe to go. And we of course also have projectors. There we go, a little slow. Around the refinery. That's that funny delay, but I kinda like it. Anyway, now that we have oil in our silos, I know we have some in those 2 and 3 and 4. Silo 1 and 2 is fueling the power plant, which is over there. Red light indicates it's off, and red light on the silos indicate they are not pumping to anything right now. So, and the power plant of course generates power, and I have made this wire here so you can see if it's generating enough power to run the refineries. Down below we have Refinery 1 right there and Refinery 2 over there. As you can see, there are some oil in that pipeline there. That's from silo number 3. Silo number 3 fuels Refinery 2 and silo number 4 fuels Refinery 1. For water we have over here, let's make it daytime again, a pumping station that pumps in seawater into this silo. And the silo, also with indicators, pumps coolant over to the power plant. So usually you notice the red light down there on the pumping station, and now it's green. That means I have turned on the pumps and they're now pumping seawater into the silo. And shortly we should see the 2 pipes being filled with water. Well, at least we can see the pumps are running from this point. That's why I got all the glass in the house. Anyway, when we have enough water in the silo, we start this pump. Now this one is green, it indicates we are pumping coolant, and you can see fresh water is coming in, or seawater. We are pumping coolant from this silo over to the power plant. And there we go, you can see it come. Okay, now we got coolant. Let's pump some fuel over into the power plant. We want some fuel from silo 1 and 2. That's the 2 first. There we go. Well, I'm going to turn off silo 1, it's almost empty. But I'm watching these stone pipes. I'm pointing at the center of the screen now. There you go. You can see they're turning dark, which means they're filling with oil. And let's turn it off. That means the power plant can now run. And there we go. Green light indicates it's running, and we get a output here. Now we want some oil over to the refinery, and it's silo 3 fueling refinery 2. So there we go. But since it's already filled with oil, we don't have to. But at the moment, oil production will not pump out the fuel into this last silo over here until you enable one of the refineries. And currently we're working refinery 2. So now you can see the green light. The refinery will pump out fuel. And this is a good point. You can watch the ship. You can see the pumps over there. They're green-ish still. Have to watch them so they don't blow up. What else do we have turned on? The power plant. I'm not worried about that. It's combustion engines with water, plenty of water. Okay, let's turn it off. There we go. There we go. Roof SS, so it's easy to fly. Just gonna turn off the ship's pumps until we have seen the rest of the site. There we go. Yes. And they are fine. We can also turn off the light. The ship is not sailing anymore. Even with everything turned off, just checking. Yes, all lights are red. Perfect. Still a lot of fuel is still in the pipes. You can see they're filled. So I'm going to put the last fuel over in silo 1, since it's almost empty. There we go. And it will automatically drain the pipes into silo 1. Before we see all the underground hard work, I'd like to show you around. Well, the control tower you've just seen. Then we have the power plant. This power plant is quite different from what I usually have. It's quite large, but the significant difference is the fuel. It's running on oil instead of fuel or lava. So I'm just basically using crude oil and water to run it. There we go. Some lights. Oops. That happens if you're not careful. 3 rows in the ceiling, 3 rows on the floor. That's more than enough power to run 2 refineries. Oops. Power off. There we go. The silos, well, there's nothing special to see except the silos. The only difference from my usual silos is I now have those markings indicating if they're running or just standing by. This is refinery 1. No oil, no production. And this is refinery 2. This is the one we're producing fuel from at the moment. And you can see there's oil in the refinery. And if you listen carefully, you can hear. Tick. There it was. I got a timer below the ground. So whenever I enable this plant to run, We can try, because I know. There you go. You can see it runs one engine, then switches to the next, and this one should stop and pause for a while. This should run 4 or 5 times and stop, and lastly this one. Then there's a small break for all of them, and then it restarts. I'll show you in a minute how it works. This is the fuel silo. The refinery is brand new, so I haven't made anything but this yet. And there's no pumps yet, so there's no exit fuel. These markings in the ground are light. You saw them before. My new silo type, it's a square. Much easier to work with and doesn't require so much room. Water source, basically 2 pumps pumping water simultaneously. That's basically the refinery, and you saw the ship before. Let's check out the wiring. It's really hard to get a indication of what's going on up here, because let's fly. In the control tower, everything is under the floor. You can see that. And I got these. Each of these can contain 16 redstone wires. The reason they are not connecting to each other is because of the, well, cable tie. You can see this pink, green, blue and white. So I could in theory run 16, 32, 64 different wires in this small area, and they run off in different directions. Well, the color coding is important. In this refinery, all colors that comes from one that is blue, cable type with blue, is connected to, or is something to do with lighting. Everything white or gray, like this one, is about water. Green is silo production, and pink is danger. And I got small signs set up. Let's go check on. This is basically just into the, and you can see I am using the gray here and blue. Then I got these small crossroads, water silo, and this is below the silo. Nothing special, except the green one. When it's on, power lights red, off, it turns green. Simple. Sort of an inverter. Then we have this one. It's blue and red cables. So I know all the red cables goes to marking where you run and walk. Run. So all of these are just the lights in the road, as you can see. The green ones up there, now they turn purple. It's pretty dark down here. And this is refinery. Notice it's now a pink cable tie. And there we go. This is the timer. Now this pump should run, except when it's not online. I'll show you how it works. There you go. 3 pistons down below push this up, and the repeater grabs the current from the counter. Check this out. Click, and now the pump is running. Turned off, next pump is running. There we go. And when they are down, waiting for power to turn off, they won't turn on. And this is Refinery 1, same thing, different layout. Over here we have, let's see, we got lighting that way, power here, power station. This is basically just below the power station, wiring for lighting and cables for enable the engines. That's back here. This is green light, so it's walkway lighting. And we're back at the bottom of the control tower. This way is, well, you saw it before. That way is out to the ship. We got a green one. This is for the silos and lighting. So my new silos are a bit different than usual. And that's basically because I'm using a Redpower 2. Let's see if we can find a way out. So we can get some power. Let's just turn everything on. Get in there. Okay. Silence this way. Much easier, yeah. I think my brightness is all... No, there we go. Silence. This floor is the same as the other model. The floor below is different, because I only use one floor below. Before I had two more. But it's thanks to this guy. I can easily invert them, and well, also the cables. It really saves a lot of space that you can wire them like that. All four silos have directly access through them, and I'm only using the two cable bonds with green and blue. Green for silo power and blue for lighting. Only thing different is the color of the wires. As you can see, the first silo is cyan and this one is yeah, it's some kind of purple. I can't pronounce. This is blue. Okay, let's get unstuck. But there we go. And green for the silo number 4. I think that's it, guys. That's my new refinery. And my ship. Basically what's gonna happen when the ship run out of oil, I'm just going to refill it. We could say it's a different ship. It's been out sailing, it comes back with a lot of fuel. I hope you enjoyed. If you have comments or suggestions, let me know. And Of course I'll make this map available for downloads some time today, hopefully. Thanks for watching.